Once upon a time, in a small, quaint town, there was a family who lived in an old Victorian house. The house had a mysterious history, as it was said to be haunted by the spirit of a little girl named Anabelle, who had died tragically many years ago. The locals believed that her spirit resided in a porcelain doll, which had been left behind in the attic. The Carter family moved into the old house, unaware of its dark past. They consisted of Mark and Sarah, a loving couple, and their daughter Emily, a curious and adventurous 10-year-old girl. As they unpacked their belongings, Emily stumbled upon a dusty, forgotten box in the attic. Inside the box, she found a beautiful yet eerie porcelain doll with lifelike eyes that seemed to follow her every move. Emily was immediately drawn to the doll, naming her Anabelle after the supposed spirit residing within it. Little did she know that the doll was more than just a plaything. It was a vessel of something sinister. From that moment on, strange occurrences began to unfold. During the night, Emily would hear faint giggling and footsteps coming from the attic. She would find the Anabelle doll in different places, even though she was sure she had left it somewhere else. At first, she dismissed it as her imagination playing tricks, but as the incidents became more frequent, she became increasingly terrified. One night, as the moon shone brightly through her bedroom window, Emily woke up to find Anabelle sitting at the edge of her bed, staring at her with its cold, unblinking eyes. Frozen with fear, Emily couldn't move or scream. It was as if the doll had a hold over her. From that night on, Anabelle's malevolence escalated. Emily started having dreadful nightmares where the doll would come alive and torment her. She began waking up with unexplainable scratches on her arms and legs. Her parents, Mark and Sarah, grew worried, but they struggled to believe Emily's claims about the haunted doll. As the days passed, the atmosphere in the house grew darker, and the presence of Anabelle seemed to permeate every corner. The family's once happy home turned into a nightmare they couldn't escape. Sarah, a skeptic by nature, couldn't ignore the increasing evidence of something paranormal. She decided to research the house's history and the origins of the doll. To her horror, Sarah discovered that Anabelle was indeed connected to the tragic tale of a little girl who had died in the house decades ago. According to the local legend, the girl's spirit was bound to the doll due to a curse placed upon her by a vengeful spirit. Desperate to rid their family of this haunting, Sarah sought the help of a renowned paranormal investigator, Dr. Samuel Hawthorne. Dr. Hawthorne was intrigued by the story and agreed to investigate the haunted doll. Upon arriving at the Carters' home, he could sense the malevolent presence that surrounded Anabelle. The investigator set up cameras and equipment to document any paranormal activity. As the night descended, the house became a place of dread and terror. The cameras captured eerie noises, objects moving on their own, and chilling temperature drops. Dr. Hawthorne delved deeper into the history of Anabelle and discovered that the curse could only be broken by finding the child's remains and giving her a proper burial. However, this was not an easy task, as the body had been buried in an unmarked grave long ago. The investigator, along with Mark and Sarah, embarked on a quest to find the girl's final resting place. Through old records and the help of local historians, they managed to locate the cemetery where the little girl had been laid to rest. It was an abandoned and overgrown graveyard hidden deep within the woods. Armed with shovels and flashlights, they ventured into the eerie cemetery, determined to put Anabelle's spirit to rest. As they dug through the earth, the night seemed to grow darker, and the wind carried a haunting whisper. Suddenly, the ground beneath them shook, and a sinister laughter filled the air. Anabelle was not going to let go of her vessel so easily. The ground cracked open, and skeletal hands reached out from the earth, trying to stop them from reaching the child's remains. Undeterred, they pressed on, fighting the malevolent forces that sought to keep the secret buried. Finally, they found the small, decaying coffin that held the body of the long-forgotten girl. As they lifted the lid, a gust of cold wind blew through the cemetery, and the earth fell silent. It was as if the spirits were holding their breath, waiting for what would happen next. With tears in their eyes, Mark and Sarah offered a heartfelt apology to the little girl's spirit, acknowledging the pain and suffering she had endured. They promised to set her free from the curse that had bound her for so long. In that moment, the doll in the house shattered into pieces, and a sense of peace filled the air. The curse was broken, and Annabelle's spirit was finally free to rest. From that day on, the Carter family experienced no more hauntings. The house, once consumed by darkness, returned to a place of warmth and love. As for Emily, she found comfort in knowing that the little girl's spirit could now rest in peace. However, the story of Annabelle, the haunted doll, lived on in the town's folklore, a cautionary tale of the dangers of meddling with the supernatural. The Carter family would forever be grateful for the experience, as it taught them the importance of acknowledging and respecting the past, no matter how haunting it might be. And so, the old Victorian house stood as a reminder that some stories should never be forgotten, for they hold the key to setting lost souls free from their torment.
Thank you for joining us on this journey into the depths of terror and the unknown. I hope these spine-tingling horror stories have left you feeling both thrilled and haunted. If you enjoyed this chilling experience, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, Horror 369, and ring the notification bell. By subscribing, you'll never miss out on the darkest tales and eerie encounters we reveal. If you have a bone-chilling story of your own, or if you've encountered something inexplicable and terrifying, we'd love to hear it. Share your spine-tingling experiences in the comments below, and who knows, we might feature your story by your name in our upcoming videos. Remember, the world of horror is vast and filled with endless mysteries. Stay curious, stay vigilant, and always keep your senses sharpened to the unknown. Before we bid you farewell, a special thanks to all our dedicated subscribers and those brave enough to venture into the chilling darkness with us. Until our next terrifying encounter, remember to sleep with one eye open. You never know what might be lurking in the shadows.